Hello guys, I hope you're doing well. So finally we have the last part of the revision sheets, which is about chapter 9. So please open your booklet to page 25 and let us begin. So first question, add or subtract, write in simplest form. Here we're just gonna add or subtract fractions, and we always should write our answers in the simplest form. So whenever you can simplify the fraction, you should do it. Okay? So the first fraction says 5 over 10 plus 1 over 10. Of course, when we add fractions, we add the numerators, which are the numbers at the top. So I will add 5 plus 1 equals 6 over the same denominator that we have, which is the 10. We don't add them, we just keep it as it is. Okay? So we have 6 over 10. Now 6 and the 10, both of these two numbers, we can divide them over the number 2, because I can do that. So I will divide them over 2 to write the answer in the simplest form, because you always should do that. So that would equals to 6 divided by 2 equals 3, and 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So 3 over 5 is the correct answer, which is answer C. Okay, next question. Here we want to subtract 5 over 6 minus 4 over 6. Just like we did with adding, we just work with the numbers at the numerators, the number at the top. So 5 minus 4 equals to 1 over, we keep the denominator the same. 1 over 6 is the correct answer, which is answer F. Question 3. 8 over 12 minus 2 over 12. Again, we just subtract the numbers at the top. So 8 minus 2 equals 6 over 12. We keep the denominator the same. Now 6 and 12, both of these numbers, you can find them in the times table for the number 6. So you can simplify them by divide them over 6. So 6 divided by 6 equals 1. 12 divided by 6 equals 2. So this is the answer for question 3, which is answer C. Okay, question 4. 4 over 8 plus 1 over 8. Again, we just add the numbers at the numerator. So 4 plus 1 equals 5 over 8. Now 5 and 8, can you simplify them? Can you divide them over some common number? We cannot, because the 5 and the 8, we can't divide them over the same number. So we say this is the simplest form, which is answer I. Okay, so question 5. Here we have two mixed numbers. So we add the whole numbers together. We add the 7 with the 1. Let's add them. 7 plus 1, that is equal to 8. Then we add the fractions just like we're used to. So I have 4 plus 1, that would equals to 5 over the same denominator, which is the 6. So the answer is 8 as a whole number and 5 over 6. So the answer is gonna be answer D. Yes, D is the correct one. Okay, question 6. Let's subtract 9 and 3 over 5 minus 4 and 2 over 5. So first, let's subtract the whole numbers. 9 minus 4 equals 5. Then we subtract the fractions. 3 minus 2 equals 1 over the same denominator, which is the 5. We said 5. So 5 and 1 over 5 is the correct answer. Where is it? 5 and 1 over 5 is answer H. Okay, question number 7. 6 plus 5, and we have fractions as well. So we will add the whole numbers and the fractions. First we have 6 plus 5, that is equal to 11. And for the fractions, I have 5 plus 1, that would equals to 6, over the same denominator, which is 8. So 6 over 8. But here you have odd numbers, the 6 and the 8. So of course you can simplify them. You can divide both of them over the number 2 because they are odd. Okay, so the whole number will stay the same. The 11 will stay the same. 6 divided by 2 equals 3, and 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So the answer is 11 and 3 over 4, which is answer number A. Okay, then next question says multiply, write in simplest form. We will multiply, then we will write the fraction in the simplest form. So let's do that. We will now do question number 8. We know that when we multiply a whole number by a fraction, we multiply the number by the numerator like this. So I will multiply 11 times 1, that is equal to 11, over the same denominator, which is 4. Now this, of course, what kind of fraction is that one? Can you tell me? Yes, excellent. This is an improper fraction. So the improper fraction, we call it this way because the number at the top is greater than the number at the bottom. This is why I call it an improper fraction. We know that whenever we have improper fractions, we can write them as a mixed number. So this means that we will cut this 11 into parts. Parts of what? Parts of 4, the same denominator that you have. So I will say that 11 will equal to 4 over 4 plus 4 over 4. Now when you add these 4 and 4, you will get 8. But here you have 11, so you will add more. Plus, now you have 8. How much you need to add for the 8 to reach the 11? You should add 3 because it's going to be 3 over 4, because when you say 3 plus 4 plus 4, add these together. 4 and 4 is 8, then add 3, it's going to be 9, 10, 11. So you will reach the 11, which is right here. So these three fractions together are equal to 11 over 4. Now let's see what can we do with them. Here that fraction, the 4 over 4, and the 4 over 4, always we say when we have the same number up and down, that is equal to one whole number. So that is 1 and that is 1. So 1 plus 1, that would equals to 2. And then that fraction, you will just write it 3 over 4. So the improper fraction 11 over 4 is equal to 2 and 3 over 4 as a mixed number. So let's search for that number. Of course, it is answer H. So H is the correct answer. Okay, now let's do the same with question number 9. Here we have this whole number 9 multiplied by this fraction 2 over 8. Of course, when we multiply whole number by a fraction, we multiply the whole number with the number at the top. So 9 multiplied by 2 is equal to 18 over the same denominator, which is 8, equals. Now again, here I have an improper fraction because 18 is greater and it is at the top. So we will cut that into two parts. So the first part will be 8 over 8 plus 8 over 8. Now when you add them, 8 plus 8, you will get 16. So you need to add another 2 to reach the 2 over 8. So 2 over 8. Now let's check our answer. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 2 is equals to 18. So here we go. We get the 18. Now, these 8 over 8 that we have two of them, that one, And that one, whenever we have the same number up and down, that is always equals to 1. So this is 1 and this is 1. So together these are 2 and this fraction, which is 2 over 8. Now of course your fraction is composed of two odd numbers, so you can simplify that by dividing over 2 up and down. So the whole number will keep it the same. 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So the correct answer for that is 2 and 1 over 4, which is answer D. So this way we finished the first page. We just have the other page. Okay, let's go to the next page. Here we have some word problems. We just need to read each question carefully and then try to get the meaning and answer it. So, Tony had 2 and 6 over 8 boxes of cereal. He ate 1 and 2 over 8 boxes over a week. Okay, so he had this amount and he ate this amount. So this amount is finished, it's gone. He ate all of them. Not all of them, I mean this part. How many boxes of cereal does Tony have left? So we want to see how much he have left. So this is like a clear question. We need to subtract this amount that he ate from the total amount to find out how much he has left. So let's do that. 2 and 6 over 8 minus 1 and 2 over 8. Let's subtract. So 2 minus 1, the whole numbers, is equals to 1. Then the fractions, 6 minus 2 equals 4 over the same denominator, which is 8. Now both of these are odd numbers. We can simplify them by divide them over 4. We can try 2, but also we can try 4 because 4 is greater, we should choose it. So 1 and 4 divided by 4 equals 1 and 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So he has 1 and 1 over 2 boxes left. Okay. Question 11 says, Mr. Freitas cut a watermelon into 12 pieces. Okay. So we have a watermelon, it's cut into 12 pieces. Anna ate 2 pieces. Okay, so two of these 12, Anna ate them. And Marco ate 2 pieces. Okay, these are another 2 that are gone by Marco. What fraction of the watermelon did Anna and Marco ate? So we want to find the fraction that both of them ate it together. So the first girl, she ate 2 pieces out of, what is the total? The total is 12 pieces. And the second girl also ate another, so I will add 2 pieces out of the 12. So let's add these together. 2 plus 2 equals 4 over the same denominator, which is 12. Now 4 and 12, we can simplify that if we divide up and down over 4. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1 and 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So 1 over 3 is how much Marco and Anna ate together of the watermelon. Okay, question 12 says, Memphis, maybe this is like a name of someone, and his 2 brothers each had 3 over 4 cup of pretzels for a snack. So these are like 3 peoples. The first one, Memphis, I guess. Memphis and 2 brothers. So all of them are 3 people. Each one of them had 3 over 4 cup of pretzels for a snack. how many cups of pretzels did the boys have all together? So we want to find out how much pretzels did they have in total. So this means we have this amount, which is the 3/4. We have it like 3 times, right? So let's write that. We can solve that by multiplying, or we can do it also by adding, so whatever you like. So the first one ate 3/4, the second one also ate 3/4 cup, and also the third one ate 3/4. So I have 3 fractions, let's add them all together. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9/4. Okay, so together they had 9/4 cups of pretzels. But since that is an improper fraction, we always should write it as a mixed number. So we need to cut this 9 into parts. So the first part will be 4/4 plus 4/4. Okay, 4 and 4, these are all together, these are 8. So we have another 1/4. Now when you add these, 4 plus 4 plus 1, you will get what? You will get 9. So of course here that 4/4, that is equals to 1. And this is also the 4/4 is also another 1. So 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. And finally we have that fraction, which is 1/4. So together they had 1 and 1/4 cups of pretzels. Okay, so question 13 says, write the fraction 3/5 as a sum of the unit fraction. What do we mean sum? Like an adding equation, like a fraction plus fraction plus fraction of unit fraction. Do you remember what is a unit fraction? A unit fraction is the fraction that the numerator for it is the number 1. For example, 1/2 is a unit fraction. 1/4 is a unit fraction. 1/5 is a unit fraction. 2/5 is not a unit fraction because you have 2 at the top. But when you have the number 1 at the top, we call that a unit fraction. So he wants us to write 3/5 as a sum, like an adding equation of a unit fraction. So that is an easy thing to do. We said what? 3/5. We can write the 3/5 as 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, right? So when we add them, we will add the 1 plus 1 plus 1, we will get 3/5. And of course these are unit fractions because all of these, they have the number 1 at the top. Okay, let's do question 14. Use an equation to write 3 multiplied by 3/4 as a multiple of a unit fraction. Again, now he wants us to write this as something, a multiple of unit fraction. So what do we mean by that? We mean here we have 3 multiplied by 3/4, right? This means that we will take this 3 with this 3, we will multiply them and we will keep them on the side as a whole number. And for that fraction, we need to make it just like a unit fraction. Okay, so a very easy and direct thing to do, we will multiply the 3 by the 3, we will get 9. Okay, multiplied by what? Now, okay, we used these 3's together, we're done with them. We just have this 4 left, right? So I will write it down here, and since it says a unit fraction, so I will just write 1 up here. So we can say that this 3 multiplied by 3/4, this would equal to 9 multiplied by 1/4, because we multiplied these 3's together, we kept them on the side, and we just have this 4 down here, so we wrote it here as long as the 1 up here, because this is a unit fraction. Okay, finally we have a few questions about that table. So the fraction for Mr. Costa's garden used by each planet is listed in the table. Use the table to answer these questions. Okay, so we have some kind of flowers, I guess. We have the petunias, I guess, petunias, I think. So this petunias kind of flowers represent 1/8 of the flowers that he have them in the garden. And the tulips represented by the fraction 3/8. Okay, so these are like different kind of flowers. I guess the tulips can be drawn like that, something like that. And here's the other flower. Okay, let's see what you have. How much more of the garden is used by tulips than petunias? So I always tell you, when we have the phrase how much more, this means we should find the difference between these two. Difference means you should subtract, because of course you see the tulips are more than the petunias. Okay, by how much they are more? Let's subtract and find the difference. So we will say, to subtract, we will write the greatest one first, 3/8. We will minus the smallest one, smaller one, which is 1/8. Let's subtract. 3 minus 1 equals 2 over the same denominator. So 2/8, this is how much the difference between these two kinds of flowers. We always like to simplify, so I can divide both of them over 2. So I will get 2 divided by 2, 1 over 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So this is a correct answer, and this is also a correct answer. Okay? Then question 16. How much of the garden is used by the petunias and tulips together? So together, how much there is together of these two kinds of flowers? This means you will add the amount of each one of them. So I will say 1/8 plus 3/8 equals 1 plus 3 is 4/8. And because we always like to simplify, I can simplify also by dividing over 4. So 4 divided by 4, 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So half of the garden is petunias and tulips together. Then 17. Mr. Costa adds some petunias to take up a total of 2/8 of the garden. Okay? Do you see what is happening? He added more petunias, so instead of the 1/8, now he have a new amount, which is 2/8. So this is the new amount of the petunias. And the amount of garden used by tulips stays the same. The tulips, it is the same. He didn't change anything. He didn't add or he didn't take away any tulips. Okay? Then it says, if the rest of the garden is, what's that? Daffodils, I guess. So this is a third amount, a third kind of flowers. Okay? Now he added another kind, which is daffodils. Daffodils, I guess. This is a hard question to pronounce. How much of the garden is daffodils? Okay? Now we know how much we have of the petunias, which is now 2/8, and the tulips, which is 3/8. He added a third kind, that is daffodils. I don't know this hard name. So how much of that new kind he has in the garden? So we need to add this amount of these two flowers, the petunias and the tulips, and the rest of them will be this hard kind, which is the daffodils, I guess. So first let's add these two kinds together, the 2/8 plus the 3/8. When we add them together, we will get what? 5/8. Okay? Now the rest of that will be a daffodils. Okay? Now these are tulips and petunias together. We don't want them. He didn't ask us about them. He asked us about the daffodils, which is the rest. Okay, how much we need to add to that? What is the rest in here? Here we have 5 parts out of 8. So the rest here, to make the total out of 8, total 8 out of 8 is going to be 3/8. Right? Because when we add that to that, we will get 8/8, which is equals to 1, which means it represents the full garden. Okay? So this is how much of the new kind he has. Then question 18 says, Kylie has an aquarium. There are 12 fish in his aquarium. 3 of the fish are tetras. Okay, so 3 of them are tetras. 7 are minnows. Okay, 7 of these are minnows. 3 of them are tetras. And the rest are, what's that? Plecos. Okay, everything else is plecos. What fraction of the fishes is plecos? Let's write a fraction for each one of these kinds. The first kind is what? 3 of the fishes are, this is the first kind. Okay, so the tetras are 3 fishes, out of what the total is 12. So this is the tetras, 3 out of the 12. The second kind, 7 are minnows. So let's write that. 7 out of the 12 are what? Are minnows. And the rest are plecos. So everything else are plecos. Now these together are equals to what? If we added them together, these two kinds, 3 and 7, when we add them together, these are going to be, when we add them together, 3 plus 7 equals 10/12, right? So how much left we have for the rest, which is the third kind, which is the plecos? It is how much left here? We just have 2 left out of the 12, right? Because here I have 10 parts or 10 fishes out of the 12. So to finish the 12 out of the 12, we will just have 2 fishes out of 12. So these are the plecos. So the plecos will be 2 fishes out of the 12, because 3 out of the 12 are tetars. 7 of them are minnows. Okay, when we added them together, we got 10 out of the 12. Okay, so he was asking us how much plecos do we have, because these are the rest. So the rest of the 10/12 is of course 2/12. So these are the plecos. And with that, we finished the revision sheets. I hope everything is clear for you. I hope that you get everything. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Take care and bye.